Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I thought I would discuss with you a little bit about what the National Association of Realtors economists are projecting for the real estate market from this point here through the end of 2024. So let's take a look. I'm Andrea Scanlon, your favorite Twin Cities realtor, serving the Minneapolis and St. Paul metro areas and also Western Wisconsin. I'm licensed with Remax Elite and I'm the broker owner of this office. So thanks for joining, and let's check out the article. All right, so what we have here is courtesy of Realtor.com talking about, first of all, acknowledging what's been going on in 2024. It's been a bit of a tough year for people who are out buying with the combination of high mortgage rates and stubborn home prices and sluggish sales, but things might be looking up. And of course, where are they going with that? They're going to talk about lower mortgage rates as forecasted for the back half of this year. So I don't know if you were paying attention last week. I was talking about how it was very exciting that there was some mention of the Fed adjusting the federal funds rates down about 50 basis points, projected to happen in September. And mortgage interest rates usually, kind of they're not completely hand in hand, but they are tethered. So you would likely see an improvement in like the 30-year fixed, what people are paying for their mortgages in that situation. Very exciting news for that projection to be coming forward. And that actually had the mortgage markets respond favorably, where rates had reduced to about 6.47 was the lowest that they had noted nationally for that week, which ended in August 8th. That is the lowest that they have been in over a year. And the projection is that those actually could be falling further, again, in conjunction with the federal funds rate improvement in September, projecting maybe possibly to around the 2.3 mark. So I will tell you this, that when in doubt, I defer to the knowledge of my local mortgage brokers, because they are the ones that have the rate sheet in their hands and can give you the best advice as to what's going on. So while we are talking about mortgage rates, we are also taking a look at how that will impact pricing. So when we're taking a peek at prices, they are projecting that home prices will remain sticky. What does that mean? So we're talking about how the mortgage rates are going to affect things. A high point of frustration for home buyers who are offering this fall and years so far is that in addition to the high mortgage rates, they also have had prices that have been sitting on the home or been rising. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? You can tell it's 5 o'clock today, can't you? With homes have been sitting on the market a little bit longer, the prices of homes haven't really adjusted down terribly, as you might have seen in other less tight markets. But overall, Realtor.com economists expect the prices to rise by 4.6 across the nation by the end of the year. And that's really going to be in conjunction with what we're seeing for interest rates. And then, so one thing that's always on everyone's mind is the presidential election here. So regardless of where you are on the political spectrum, what do we think is going to happen with the election? How is the election going to impact mortgage rates and housing? Well, the two different parties are united in the sense that they do want to offer relief to homeowners. The way that they want to go about that is different, as you can imagine. Whereas Vice President Kamala Harris is focusing more on affordable housing. Former President Donald Trump is focusing on deregulation and helping things free up in that manner. So we are experiencing nationwide a bit of shortfall in inventory, not only just existing inventory, but also new building inventory. And so I think the hope is that, if there's a bit less regulation, that it would ricochet back through and incite people to begin building in greater amounts. And then, you know what? Let's talk about this, the NAR settlement. No one really wants to talk about this. So how will things play out for the end of the year? So we are tomorrow nationwide experiencing a shift in the way that homes were being purchased and sold from before in regards to commission fees. So I really am of the opinion that people don't really care what realtors earn or how they earn it until they're paying one, and they very much care. So let's talk about that. So we're talking about what is going on with the National Association of Realtors. The settlement that was put forward that pretty much the big brokers have agreed to has a couple of caveats stating that, number one, the first is that anyone who's going to look at homes has to have a signed buyer representation contract in order to even be able to schedule or see that home step across the threshold. So I think that is amazing. I've been doing that through my practice for years. Just makes sense. This is, I'm Andrea, I'll be a realtor. This is how I'm compensated and how that all works out. So no changes there. And with Minnesota, that's actually been something that we've had to be doing as part of our standard practice since I've been involved in the industry. So no change for that there. Fantastic. I love that transparency. The second piece, I believe, does change transparency for buyers out there, which is, if we go back to the buyer representation agreement, there's usually, not usually, there is a statement of compensation in my professional fee. So my professional fee is X, and the buyer is responsible for that if I were to receive funds from the seller directly or the listing broker, that could offset some or all of that amount. So now that might be changing. When we are going into the multiple listing service now, like yesterday and forevermore in the future, we are not seeing any sort of amounts of cooperative compensation listed. Whereas before we had that defined and it's easy to see, like, hey, buyer, the amount that's offered would clearly match what we have on our buyer broker agreement, so there's nothing more that's going to come out of your pocket. We're going into a time where that is not being displayed, and so it's going to be a bit more open to negotiation between the parties. That also provides a lot of opportunities for certainly sellers to strike improved deals, which could net them more on their bottom line. I would love to talk more about this with you if you have any questions. But before we get into anything else, and just to say, like, regarding agency, buyer representation, seller representation, if you would like to book a confidential and comprehensive customized consultation, you can just click the link, another C, and book a consultation with me right there. So I would love to have that time with you and go over that. Let's see here. I'm going to go into one more thing here. Let's talk about our local market. And I'm just going to pull up what we're looking at in my MLS. So I have, just for your knowledge here, closed anything that would be pertaining to any of my clients, so nothing is being shared or seen. But what I want you to draw your attention to here is on the market watch information. So I actually have the ability to narrow this down or customize this from anywhere in the Twin Cities to a specific city. Today I chose Minnetonka, and I wanted just to show you a little bit about what's going on in the Minnetonka market. So you can see here that within the last 7 days, and we're looking at single family homes, we can see that we've had 9 coming soon and 9 new listings. So 18 listings across all price points and all geographical locations located within the city of Minnetonka have come to market. We've had 6 homes that have perhaps went through an inspection contingency and came back to market, or some sort of contingency was not met and the property's back on the market. And we did have 14 homes decrease in price. So there are right now 92 homes on the market in Minnetonka across all price points. When we look at 14 of them having a decrease in price, then that is approximately 15% of those homes in Minnetonka that are seeing a price decrease. So it is my opinion, and I think it's a widely shared one, that if you were to take in the consideration of the knowledge that there may be improving interest rates, very likely improving interest rates for mortgages happening this fall, we know from just a basic supply and demand type knowledge base that when you have more people interested, more demand, then the supply of those things go down, right? So the price will usually increase. What I propose is if you are interested in purchasing, you would be better off, I think, to purchase a home now at a lower, less competitive marketplace, a lower price, and then when the rates do adjust down, you may look at a refinance to capture that better mortgage rate at a reduced principal loan balance amount. When interest rates reduce, that usually brings more buyers into the market, as you can imagine. More people are saying, you know what? I can afford that after all. And so now I'm going to come into the market and I'm going to be bidding on those homes too. And when there's competition, prices tend to go up. That's good for sellers. And so it's a really interesting kind of mix of things. Depending on what it is that you're trying to do, I would love to talk through that with you. But let's see here if I have anyone who is putting comments in. I think that if you're watching this on the replay, please do comment replay. And if you have any questions about anything, do feel free to drop me a line anytime. That's it for now. Tune in next Thursday for the next live stream installment. Hope you have a great day.